Hi everyone, and welcome to my Superliminal Glitchless Speedrun tutorial. I'm Samwise, and today we'll be going over the level Induction. Whether you're just aiming for the sub 30 achievement, or trying to get involved with speedrunning, this guide will show tips and tricks to help you get started. Since this is the first video of the series, I want to take some time to talk about the run itself. First and foremost, this category is all about movement. Sure, the tricks that I show will look good in a stream and shave off some seconds, but the biggest time losses come from learning the most efficient lines and stopping as little as possible. The more comfortable you get with the game, the faster your times will be without even thinking about it. Second, if you're planning on recording and getting your run verified, make sure that your game audio is on the whole time, and that the save icon in the lower right hand corner of the screen is visible. This just helps the verifiers know that you haven't tampered with the game at all. Next, I want to talk about settings. Running on 60 frames per second is best, since you jump slightly higher and the game geometry can mess with gameplay at higher FPS. Mouse sensitivity and DPI are also important, and it's worth practicing with different settings until you find something that you're comfortable with. Being fast should be balanced with being accurate. Finally, if you have any questions at all, check out the Superliminal Speedrun Discord that I've linked in the description below. It's a great community, and they're always helpful for people trying to get involved with the game. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the first level of Superliminal, Induction. This level is going to be pretty straightforward, so there's not much in the way of clever tricks. Again, focus on staying mobile, and not wandering in any unnecessary directions. This is something that I'm still working on, but check out the top runs and try to follow their paths as much as you can. So right off the bat, we're going to be seeing this screen a lot as we run, just because we'll be practicing from the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look away from the wall and back at it, and the door is going to appear. I don't know why it didn't work just then. And as soon as we get through this doorway, that's when the timer starts. So something I just want to point out right off the bat is we want to use the camera to move around corners. It's the most efficient way. We don't want to use the A or D keys if we're just moving around corners, or if you're on controller, just the directional besides forward. Camera is always the most efficient way to get around these corners, and because there's a lot of them in the game, it'll save a lot of time once you get good at it. It's just a good habit to start with. So we're going to keep moving as much as possible. And for this first button, we're going to aim for the top right corner. So we'll put us in place just to see this block really fast, and then we can do a quick drop resize, place, and then get through. Before I move on, I just want to point out this block can actually be pretty small, and that's because if you jump with a long press of the space bar, you jump actually a little bit higher than normal. And then the ledge grab, when you get close to an edge that you haven't quite vaulted over, it'll do it automatically for you. So with that out of the way, we're going to move on. We're going to move sideways so that we can see this window here. This is one of the few cases that I recommend looking sideways, and we will go ahead and place that in. For this piece of cheese, we're going to stand in this doorway and do a quick resize there. You can do a normal drop resize from the ceiling, but it's just a little bit slower. Here we're going to slam this cube away. We don't want it. Take one of the planks of wood, turn it sideways, and put it in the slot. We know that these are already small. The cube we'd have to worry about resizing, finding again, and then putting it in this small slot. The wood we can turn sideways to make really skinny and put it in there really easily. We're also going to slam this into the wall, but now we're going to want to grab it again, if we can accurately grab it, and then just place it right in here. As you get more comfortable with that resize, you can get faster and not move as much, or not stop moving as much. For this cube, we're going to aim for this rafter here, and just drop it straight down, and that works 90% of the time. And if it doesn't, it's the beginning of the game. You can always restart. Here we're going to jump over the buttons just so the geometry doesn't mess us up. Get right up on this door, turn it sideways, and then place on both buttons. I like to see both buttons before I place, just so that I know they're both being pressed. Sometimes if I can't see the further button just because the sign's in the way, then I might accidentally press only the front button. For the cheese, we're going to place it right up against this wall and push into it right as it falls. and that always knocks down the door if you time it correctly. And that's the end of Induction. And before I jump down and end this level, I just want to mention that usually a good time is a low 2 minute. If you get really good, right now I'm at about a 25-minute run, and my goal is now sub 2 minutes for the first level. But if you're just starting out, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like I said, you'll get faster as you go, as you get more comfortable with the game. So that's the end of Induction. We're going to pick up next time with the second level of the game, Optical. See you next time.